Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Former Dallas Cowboys wide receiver retires from the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys are trying to make it 4 consecutive seasons in which they win at least 12 regular season games. Only this year, they hope that a deep postseason run follows. The Cowboys certainly have a ton of pressure this season to perform. One former wide receiver will be watching to see if his former team can finally get over the hump. In a heartfelt Instagram post, veteran wide receiver Tavon Austin has announced his retirement from the NFL. Despite working out for the Seattle Seahawks last year, Austin last played in an NFL game in 2021 with the Jacksonville Jaguars. During his 9-year NFL career, Austin caught 244 passes for 2,239 yards and 16 touchdowns. In addition, he has rushed for 1,361 yards and scored 10 touchdowns, and he has nearly 2,000 return yards and 3 touchdowns on special teams. Known as one of college football's most explosive players, he is WVU's all-time all-purpose yardage leader and multiple All-America selection in Morgantown. He's the only player in the history of the sport to score a touchdown on a rush, catch, punt return and kick return in the same season. He has played for the Los Angeles Rams, Dallas Cowboys, San Francisco 49ers, Green Bay Packers, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Buffalo Bills. Our best wishes for Austin's retirement go out to him. 5 teams held training camp within a 102-mile radius of LA. Wearing shorts and t-shirts, and with sandals in hand, the Las Vegas Raiders trudged across the sand of Huntington Beach. When you think of Southern California, you think of the beach, Pierce told NFL Network. We're going to do our jog through at the beach. Get those toes, get those feet out. Southern California has been the hot, or perhaps more fittingly, cool spot for NFL training camps this summer. It could be considered the Cheese League West. Up to 6 teams, Packers, Vikings, Bears, Saints, Chiefs, and Jaguars, populated Wisconsin and bordering Minnesota and their cooler climates from the late 1980s to early 2000s to make up the Cheese League. For the first time in California's history, 5 teams, the Raiders, Dallas Cowboys, Los Angeles Rams, Los Angeles Chargers, and New Orleans Saints held training camp within a 102-mile span from Ventura to Orange County, and of the 8 NFL teams that opted to travel away from their home practice facilities, 4 landed here. Why have we been here as many years? Cowboys owner Jerry Jones asked rhetorically, as a thick marine layer blew in from the Pacific Ocean to cover the team's practice fields in Oxnard. It's the great weather to prepare a team. The Rams and Chargers have intimate knowledge of this, given they're based in the area, though the Rams ventured from the scorching heat of their soon-to-be new home at Woodland Hills to the campus of Loyola Marymount University 2 miles east of the Pacific Ocean for a 2-week stay, while the Chargers broke in their new practice facility down the street in El Segundo. Both locations are home to cooler temperatures, think high 70s to low 80s, and an ocean breeze. I love it, Rams coach Sean McVay said of their location and the visiting NFL teams. It's great for us because now we're getting an opportunity to be able to practice against a couple of the teams that are out here. The Rams scheduled 2 joint practices with the Cowboys and another with the Chargers, while opting to stay away from the Raiders and Saints, whom they will see in the regular season. The Cowboys have made Oxnard, California, a second home, hosting training camp there nearly every season dating to 2001. You just get so many more repetitions, Jones said. You don't have your dehydration, that you have in other places with the temperature that way that it is, and you eliminate a lot of soft tissue injury. Just get a lot more work done. I like everything about being here, Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy said ahead of their combined workout with the Rams. The weather, the training here is, we have no limitations. We're able to go as hard as we need to go every single day. Among the unexpected who opted to travel west for training camp, the Saints, whose Metairie, Louisiana, facility is undergoing renovations, and the Raiders. Because of exclusive NFL marketing territories and infringing on the Los Angeles area rights held by the Rams and Chargers, neither the Saints nor the Raiders, who maintain massive popularity in the Los Angeles area since being based here from 1982 to 1994, were able to advertise their training camps to fans. So while the Rams, Chargers and Cowboys, through a grandfather clause, held open practices amid festival-like fanfare, the Saints and Raiders' atmospheres created quite the contrast. Packers among favorites to trade for projected $136 million superstar. Green Bay Packers head coach Matt LaFleur may want to vomit every time he gets a question about a number one wide receiver, but the oddsmakers still like his team's chances of pulling off a blockbuster trade for one of the NFL's best. According to the latest next team odds from sportsbetting.ag, the Packers are among the teams favored to land Cowboys superstar Ceedee Lamb for the 2024 season should Dallas move to trade him instead of signing him to the contract extension he is seeking. The Kansas City Chiefs, plus 500, are getting the best odds as of August 13 ahead of the Detroit Lions, plus 600, and Pittsburgh Steelers, plus 600. Surprisingly, though, the Packers, plus 700, are close in the hunt and receiving the same odds as the New England Patriots, plus 700, a team who recently tried to trade for San Francisco receiver Brandon Ayuk. The Packers acquiring Lamb would immediately put to bed any further questions about whether the team has a true number one receiver. The 25-year-old hauled in an NFL-leading 135 receptions for 1,749 yards and 12 touchdowns for the Cowboys in 2023, finishing as a first-team All-Pro and making his third consecutive Pro Bowl in 4 career seasons. Of course, there are a few problems with the possibility of a trade for Lamb, starting with the fact that Lamb has not formally requested a trade from the Cowboys despite him continuing to hold out from camp. Things can change quickly if the two sides fail to work out a new deal, but a potential Lamb departure does not seem imminent. The roster-building approach of Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst also raises serious questions about whether the team would even consider paying such a high cost for Lamb, though there have been instances where he has broken custom. A running joke among the Packers faithful is the team is always in the conversation when it comes to high-profile wide receiver trades, but never seems to land any of them. Gutekunst also tends to do more selling than buying when it comes to trades involving veteran players. Since March 2022, he has traded away Davante Adams, Aaron Rodgers and Rasul Douglas while making 0 meaningful trades to acquire veteran players. That's not to say Gutekunst is afraid to trade for players that he wants, rather, he just prefers to use his resources on prospects in the NFL draft instead of on established vets. Gutekunst has made hefty trade offers for veterans in the past, though. According to Fox Sports insider Jay Glazer, the Packers offered a first-round pick to Carolina for star wide receiver DJ Moore at the 2022 trade deadline, but the Panthers declined. ESPN's Adam Schefter also reported around the same time that the Packers made offers for both tight end Darren Waller and wide receiver Chase Claypool, offering a second-round pick and a late-rounder in a package for the latter before losing out to Chicago. Don't forget the Jonathan Taylor saga of 2023 training camp either. ESPN's Stephen Holder confirmed the Packers had trade talks with the Indianapolis Colts about their All-Pro running back last August and had legitimate interest in getting a deal done. Some scoffed at the idea of the Packers adding Taylor and paying him such big money, but they signed Josh Jacobs to a $48 million contract less than 7 months later. Perhaps Gutekunst does not feel as strongly about Lamb as his other previous trade targets, but it is worth recognizing that he will pull out a strong offer when motivated. Unfortunately, believing that Gutekunst is gutsy enough to pull off a blockbuster trade does not mean it will happen with Lamb. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Ceedee Lamb? Leave your opinion in the comments.